That was a 3-0 in Keith's favor. Before then, they played in 2020, and we don't even have to think about that year. It's just not relevant at this point in the competition. Point is, Keith, one of the best to be doing it right now in this entire region, knocked down to elimination side a little bit too soon, and now Malovent has a hell of an opponent to try to take this over.
Yeah, I do like the showcase of movement at the very beginning of the match here. Like, sometimes it just kind of intimidates your opponent because you're like, wow, they are pressing buttons and they are moving fast. I am a little intimidated. And we'll see if Keith can kind of keep that level up here to really make that intimidation, like, mean something. Okay, I like that. Catching it back, get the recovery. Bad spot here for Malovent, and that is going to be an early stock here. I guess it will. The ground pound to close that out, and Keith off to a very, very strong start.
Yeah, this is kind of a stock that I would have expected to see in the opening kill. And oh no, getting put into the Katara blender. Okay, finally going one way, dodging another, and Keith was just going through the GCD light in an opposite direction, looking to initiate with the side light. What's happening now? Keith just backing off a little bit, able to catch all these landings, able to catch that dodge. You got no dodge. You have no dodge. You're done. You're done. You're done. That's what happens. In the beginning of a Katara's combo like that, you lose your dodge. Okay, you get hit by that neutral light, you're just done at that point. Keith cleaned up that stock.
Okay. I thought we were gonna see him carried off the top. Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay, this is definitely a wake-up call that you're at the top of the tournament right now. You are in the top echelon here because Keith is giving Malovent a wake-up call saying, listen, I am different. I am him. And you are going to learn one way or another. But we do see Malovent not recover, but they do kind of get some footing back underneath them because, man, this was just an absolute slobber knocker in one way.
Yeah, it's a little bit brutal at the moment. Malovent now just struggling, desperate to come back onto the stage. Keith just able to close it out with that little bit of a knockback, a little bit of push from the downer, and taking out that stock 2-0. Okay, here's what happened. Kataras are the kind of a weapon that basically asks you, hey, do you know your defensive options in certain moments? Do you know when you have a chance to dodge? And do you know which directions of dodges are really nice to alternate between? By dodging back down after you get popped up and you lose, you know, your air dodge, right? So you don't have a dodge for quite a bit of time after that. If a Katara's player has good execution, they're just able to react to it and they're able to punish it. That is the kind of a weapon that is just able to consistently kill you off stage, especially when that close to the right side of the stage. So going forward, Malovent has to watch out for the dodges, especially in that weapon matchup.
And immediate switch to a different character, which I think is the right play. Bringing the Koji out here. Koji, definitely a very popular character, so I feel like you need to know how to fight against this dude because it's a very good counterpick character too. I always see people bring him out when they feel like you know, this deck is stacked against them a little bit.
Yeah, Keith is cooking Malovent at the moment. I don't really know what other way to say it. Every single initiation just leads into more damage, but Malovent still fighting back, looking to slide off, looking to get that down in. Didn't find it that time, Keith being nice and patient, looking to cover the platform a little bit too late with the neutral though. Okay, and light into the recovery didn't come out. Malovent wanted that closing with the GCN sig, but that is a fairly like precise hitbox to hit. It's not very generous horizontally, especially at the tip of it.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, he's definitely looking for a way to close this out here. And after a pretty good start from Malovent, kind of keeps it going here, taking that first stock. This switch to Koji is definitely working out in his favor at the moment. I'm a big fan of this right now.
The second recovery comes out, and yes, that is going to be enough to KO. Keith still keeping this game as consistent and as even as possible, not taking too many hits, only just a little bit past the white at the moment. Okay, Keith just making it as difficult as possible for Malovent to pick up a weapon. Finally gets the bow. And now, look at the change that we're seeing. Malovent is now just starting to, like, dodge up after getting hit by the neutral light, which is great, because at that point, the only thing you really have to worry about is, like, hey, they could possibly, like, shark this with a recovery.
These guys are playing the most dangerous game. What? They are the bravest individuals I have ever seen in my life. Both of them could have lost the stock on the right side of the stage. Oh, they were underneath it fighting. Like, what are you guys doing? Oh, man. Nowhere is safe. Nowhere is safe.
Ooh, kept getting the downer. Really good angle on it, though. But still not able to follow up. Not able to consistently just get Keith and keep Keith off stage. Sido does come out though. Oh my goodness. Waited, clung onto the wall, nice and patient, and then was able to close it out with that GC side sig. I don't think that option was even in Malovent's like consideration of like, hey, this is something I need to look out for. That is the first time that Keith has even established that as an edge guarding option, and it was incredibly successful.
And there we go, evening it up. I am really loving this right now. Malovent is, because that first game I was like, oh no, this is definitely the end of the run. But Malovent, with this character switches, Koji, really waking up and just kind of showcasing, hey, listen, I belong up top here. I've got the stuff to do it. I just can't play Taros anymore because that dude's a little bit slow. No! Getting pineappled, that's so unfortunate. We'll see as we get into game 3 here. Malovent, you gotta make something happen or you're done.
Yeah, you could be done, you could be out of the tournament, and again, I see Keith with the guitars. I'm getting a little bit nervous, because you know exactly what happens when you just find one D-light, when you just dash and you got like one neutral light. Malovent is dodging down again. Oh, Keith. Oh, Keith is hunting for it. That is what happens. Okay.
No! Alright, it's Keith time. It is Keith time.
I think this needs just like a moment just to like really think about that, for that to like really settle in. I don't want to happen. Yeah, that's brutal. That's tough. Your stock is gone. Keith now coming back in with a down. Keith is just dealing so much damage to Malovent. If I'm Malovent, I am not happy. I am not happy about the way this is going.
The thing that I love right now about Malovent, though, is like we've seen that like that entire game 1 was basically that first stock over and over again, but they are still not afraid to go out there and just get aggressive, and I think that's huge. That speaks volumes to, you know, the mentality of like, hey, I'm not scared. Like, yeah, I messed up, but like I'll do it again. Like, I've got no fear.
Okay, Malovent though, coming back in, able to still clean up that stock count, but look at the damage difference between the two. I'm curious to see how Keith is going to close it out. Malovent jumping in there, able to get that neutral light. Keith now getting some juggle started and looking just to cover the other platform. You know, just going through the 50-50 of like, hey, I don't know where you're going to land. I'm just going to cover the space anyways. Sliding off, looking for these signatures as well. Malovent is just not having any of it.
Okay. Oh man, just looking for signatures left and right, just trying to find a way to close out this stock just a little bit earlier than maybe usual. But getting back to the stage here, we got a sword fight going on, and honestly, either combo opener could potentially close this out. I think for Malovent, they could definitely lose the stock, but they toss away their sword. I mean, they are a big fan of weapon tosses, so I get it.
Look, Keith gets back onto the stage, and Keith is just going to press 2 more side signatures, and then eventually one of them is going to connect. That is what I feel like is going to happen. Or alternatively, you just get in there, you get that D-light, you get that side. And now, once again, Keith has that lead. Malovent has quite a bit of damage to make up at this point, and Keith has already established what he can do off of a single Katar's down air. Oh, look at all that damage. Look at the position that you're in. And that was crazy. The GC sidelight to get back on, and then comes out there with the ground pound, the D-light into the down air. That was insane. GC sidelight with Katars off stage. That was nuts. That was incredible. I didn't know he had a dodge. I didn't know that Keith had a dodge.
I could honestly watch these two play the rest of the day. Like they have no fear.